Hey, welcome back to the Connecting Faith and Business Speaker Series. I am so honored to be able to interview Ray Blum, that's Plum with a B, who is our last speaker. Say hi, Ray.
Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here with you, Mary.
Oh, I'm so glad you are too, because you have such an exciting topic that we're going to get right into. And if anyone is watching this live, we'd love for you to comment and ask any questions you have, because Ray is actually doing something very revolutionary. And you might have some questions, which we also will help. We hope that'll get you so interested in this topic that you'll come tomorrow to the Connecting Faith and Business conference or summit, because Ray is going to do this like again, we're going to tease you a little bit today. Ray's not going to give all the answers, but we're going to tease a little bit today about what he's going to be sharing tomorrow at the event. And just so you know, if you don't know, the Connecting Faith and Business Summit, which is its 14th year, is actually happening tomorrow in person at the Riverside Convention Center from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So you can get some stuff done before. Come on, be blessed for 5 hours, win some cool prizes, and then you can get back to work afterwards if you want at 3 o'clock. So, Ray, we're just so excited to learn. I personally am very excited to learn about what CityWay does. And because you're doing such an amazing thing in our community. And before we get going, there might be one person out there, Ray, that doesn't know who you are. And so if you would do me the honor, I'm going to read your little introduction so people know where you're coming from, and then we'll get right into the questions. Is that okay?
Sounds great.
Awesome. So CityWay, which is Ray's organization, provides unique workforce solutions where people are developed, businesses are supported, and communities are transformed. I actually got shivers when I read that again. Wow. Wow. People are developed, businesses are supported, and communities are transformed. Wow. CityWay currently employs over 200 people at more than 50 work sites, and we successfully launched the first PACT, PACT, you'll have to tell me what that stands for, Community Employment Center in the nation on July 30th of this year. Oh my gosh, Ray, thank you for doing that, by the way. And what does PACT stand for?
PACT is a trade association that's member driven to help people with more opportunities, more pay, more growth, more benefits. And so the PACT is all about giving opportunities to our community and the people that we employ. So we're so excited to work with the PACT, and we'll get into that today.
Oh, that is so awesome. Well, I want to thank everyone who's joining us already. We have David and Isabel and Jeanette and Robert. Thank you so much for coming in to cheer us on. And if you have a question, please put it there so Ray can answer live. And if you want to sprinkle this among your community, we're not supposed to say the other word because the algorithms don't like it. So if you would like to share, not supposed to say share, you're supposed to sprinkle this among your community. We would sure love that too, to give more exposure, because if you or your friends text the word faith to the number 71441, not only will you get a link to register, but you'll be entered to win up to $500 at the event tomorrow. You must be present to win. So we're looking forward to you doing that. So Ray, without further ado, let's get into it, because you have so many cool things to share. And again, the meat of what he's going to be giving you is tomorrow, but this is a tease of what is to come. So my first question to you is, how is CityWay growing its workforce at a time when most employers are struggling to hire?
Yeah, I really think the key to that is, number one, we've been connecting to our community for the last 3 years. So this isn't something we just started yesterday.
Okay.
As employers, we need to be a part of our community. I mean, we see ourselves as business owners, but really our businesses are ran by people. Our people come from our communities, and we need to be out in the community connecting with them so that they, first of all, know who we are, what we're about, and we can share really our vision, our values, so that they really could want to join in with an organization like us and what we're doing that's different in the community. So we've been out there connecting with the community, sharing, and just making sure that we're engaged. Businesses are ran by people, and we need to make sure we have the right people with us in our business. Hello?
Are you there still, Ray?
I'm here.
Did you see that?
I saw you disappear.
Okay, I hope you continue talking. That was so crazy. I'm like, the enemy is being like woken up to say we're doing too much good things and he's trying to shut us down. So, anyways, please go back. You said you didn't just start this yesterday. You've been in your community for about 3 years. And how do you do that? How do you get into your community to inspire them to be a part of your organization?
You know, first and foremost, part of our vision came out of part of our community, which is our church, the Way World Outreach. So we've been a part of the Way World Outreach, and we shared the vision. They supported us 100%. We're our own 501c3 community-based nonprofit, but they've been very supportive of our vision because it met with their vision of meeting the needs of our community. And
Wow,
so through the church, we've done that, and we're active with our church and faith-based community. But then we're out in community events. We just did Route 66 in downtown San Bernardino, which is a large community event last weekend. And it's just being out in the community. Our community liaison is out in the community 2 to 3 times a week,
wow.
and just connecting with the community, because as employers and business owners, we have to see ourselves as a part of the community and also responsible for making sure our community is thriving.
That's awesome. And I love that you partnered with your church because obviously like-minded, which brings me right back to the summit. That's the event tomorrow brings together like-minded individuals, people who want to honor God in all they do, including their business. And I think when he is glorified, amazing things happen. So, and also Hilda wanted to make sure that we know that people, it's not just the Christian faith that's going to be represented tomorrow. Any faith is welcome to come to the Connecting Faith and Business Summit. So we hope you will come and learn and hopefully get plugged in to see if you're struggling to get employees, right? Quality employees. I think Ray might have a solution. Speaking about that, my second question is why did you leave a successful partnership of 13 years to lead CityWay full time in the middle of COVID? I mean, most people would think that's crazy, right?
Yeah, no, and even myself at the time was struggling with it. I had been involved in workforce development and, helping employers connect with employees for the last, 20 years.
Really? And
Um,
with what organization?
well, we were involved with a company called the Corporate Advocate, and we
Oh,
worked with professional employer organizations around the United States. So we would actually fly in and meet with large employers and help them come up with workforce strategies with being able to attract the right people, retain the right people, offer the right benefits, and also protect their interest from um, some of the population that's filing fraudulent lawsuits. That was a big thing because that
oh,
also hurts our good-hearted businesses out there.
wow. Okay, so you have the background to do that as well. So you have the resources for that.
Yes, that's, been part of the passion is being able to connect great companies with great people and making sure there's a great fit there so we can accomplish all of our goals together.
You
So
go, boy. I love that.
in 2020, I had just gotten back from a mission trip to Kenya. We were launching a business enterprise out there to support our orphanage through the church. CityWay was a part of it. And when I got back, my partner of 13 years said, Ray, I think you're more passionate about what you're doing with CityWay than what you're doing here. He said, "Is it time for us to break up the company?" And I
Oh,
said, "Well,
wow.
let me go pray and talk to God and my wife, and let's see what's happening there." And my wife looked at me and said, "Well, when you go into the office, you don't look as excited as when you go to CityWay. So I would say it's probably the right time." And I was like, "Well, darn it, I hope she would talk me out of it." And then I went to my prayer closet. And it was just confirmation it was the right time. Sometimes we're asked to do things that are very uncomfortable or that don't make sense. And for me, it's never been about making money, although that's a tool we all need. It's about living purpose.
Right.
And I felt like the vision of Cityway was around my purpose. So I did it. I did a gut check. I walked away from a very successful partnership, but I've never looked back, and I'm living the life I'm intended to live, and I'm having fun doing it.
I love that. I'm actually sending you a little text right now. That is awesome. And you do like you said when you have confirmation on angels are sent on multiple levels and in different places. It's coming from God, right? You don't. You don't. We're just, we're having a private conversation, so
Mhm, mhm.
But it's true. Like a lot of times we always say, "Oh, we heard it from the Lord." Well, how did you hear it? Like, right? I mean, He doesn't send a letter, right? But
Yeah,
He shows up, right, with confirmation with different people in your life, and obviously the fact that you lit up and your friends and family notice that, I just think that's awesome, and that's a really good lesson for people who are in the middle of deciding if they want to pivot, right? And that's a lot of, again, pulling it back to the summit. A lot of people are coming to the summit, either they want to get better at the job they're doing for their own business or their own company, and that's
yes.
awesome, or they're looking for confirmation of maybe a new direction to take. And maybe it's a new direction within the company they're already at, or maybe it's a completely new direction and they're just looking for that because there's marketplace chaplains, there's experts in so many different fields. Hilda has set up this conference to bless people on many levels. Not only is going to be prayer, of course, beginning, middle, and end, but there's a section after lunch that's called Meet the Experts, I believe, roundtables. And you can actually, if you have a burning hot question, there's a couple rotations that you can go sit at a table and ask questions of someone who is an expert in taxes or expert in like employee or hiring people like you already. You'll be having one of those tables. And it's so helpful when you just have that one question and you don't know who to call. They're right there. So I love that. This is such a great event. So did you have anything else to add to that, Ray?
Just, going back to what you said, confirmation will come when you're doing the right thing. And, it's never very comfortable. I say when we're being led by God, it's probably not our plan,
Right.
but it's always the right thing to do. And, He'll bring the right people. And that's where it's important to surround yourself with the right people. Hilda Kennedy and her organization, she's been an advisor to us and I value her. So I'm so excited to be a part of this event.
That's awesome. I love that. Yeah, there's a few stories in the Bible about, God redirecting and people fighting it. I don't want to go. It's some fish
Mhm.
story. Remember, he had to go into a fish. Remember all that? Yeah.
Yep.
Um, so it's
Yep.
kind of like a reminder, like, yeah, we're not alone when we want to fight back, say, no, that's not what I want to do. And he keeps pushing you. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
awesome.
If we don't
And
want
it's
to
true.
end up in the belly of a fish, we got to be obedient, right?
That's right. That's right. And you mentioned the thing about how Hilda brings together people that you want to be connected to. There's a famous saying by a gentleman, Jim. I think his name is Jim Rohn, who said, "You are the summation of the 5 people you hang around with." And
Mhm.
so if you hang around people who are, have have God in the center of their business, they have a high integrity, they're go-getters and want to do, have stretch goals and do all that kind of stuff. It's going to encourage you to do the same thing versus hang out with people who like to play video games all day, right?
Yes,
It's just a
absolutely.
different vibe.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that brings me to my third question. How can marketplace leaders, and define that for us as well, and employers reevaluate our priorities and reinvest into our most valuable assets?
Yeah. When I say marketplace leaders, I mean anybody that has influence or over people in our communities, which can be obviously government, businesses, pastors, church leaders, clergy. There's just a host of people. And, what I say is we have generations that have grown up not being in a family environment,
Mm,
whether it's aged out foster youth is a growing epidemic. We have single family households where the mother or father has to work 2 jobs just to pay the bills. So a lot of kids have grown up with a lack of teaching and mentorship.
right,
So as marketplace leaders, that have found a level of success where we do have some time, talent, and treasures that we might be able to get out of our comfort zone
right,
and now get involved with helping mentor, teach, encourage, and correct, whether it's young adults, adults that just need some guidance and some reassurance. And the government does a great job, but they're not the only source.
right.
And they have guidelines that they have to go by. Where us as business owners, as faith-based leaders in the community, we need to be engaged and
Yeah,
help become part of that solution.
right.
And I tell employers all the time, we're going to have to teach things maybe we shouldn't have had to teach.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
soft skills on the job.
Yeah.
But there are ways we can get it done when we collaborate, when we sit, and that's what I love what we're doing with CityWay. We're sitting across the table with employers, we're sitting with community leaders, faith-based leaders, and we're saying we all have the same vision and we have the same values. And if those two things are met, there's nothing we can't accomplish working together.
I love that. I've got shivers. Wow. That's so awesome. So Ray, so when you went, we talked a little about in your introduction that you have the PAC Community Employment Center. So is that a physical place that you do this training? So they come and so like kind of what is the process that they
Yeah.
come
Yep.
be taught?
Yeah. So at our PAC Community Employment Center, it's a partnership with CityWay. And what we get to do is now connect with our community, bring them into a facility that does not feel like a government agency. It does not feel like a staffing or employment agency. It's a really cool training facility where our members are welcome and they can learn about what it becomes to become a PAC member, what the benefits that they get, including, medical, retirement, training benefits, but they
Wow.
can still work a flexible schedule and with different employers. So they can change employers, but they never lose their benefits.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so the benefits come through the community program. And so what about employers? They're not, do they give benefits on top of it, or is it they're
So,
hiring the one so they don't have to do that? I don't understand.
yeah, with our members, we don't believe in holding people. So they join, they become members. We assign them through our technology, a partnership to connect with the employers on what we call an open employment marketplace. So
Okay.
we have a technology partner called eVoov, and our members get to connect on that platform with employers and employers with our members. And if an employer wants to hire one of our members and the member wants to work for them, we let them go work with them. But a lot of our employees are saying we like the flexibility of working under the PACT umbrella and being
Okay.
able to decide when and where and how we work. And that's part of, what we're going to be talking about at the summit tomorrow. Is the Great Resignation real? And did the pandemic really cause it? And I think you're going to be surprised if you come tomorrow to learn some things about what statistics have shown us. And it's a bigger problem than the pandemic.
Wow. Wow. It's just been kind of under the surface bubbling up. So you
Mhm.
called it an open, is it employer marketplace or what did you say?
Open employment marketplace where
Employment.
employers connect with employees through our platform, our technology platform, and our community employment center is where we connect with our community and they learn about the benefits and why they would want to connect and work with us.
So is it almost like a gig economy?
Yeah, it's similar. It's moving towards that
Okay.
again, but employers are going to have to shift their thinking in how the workforce is looking at supporting their needs while still having a life with their family.
Wow. Wow, how odd.
Yeah.
You mean work-life balance?
Yes. Yes.
What?
Yes.
Well, actually, I was having one of my clients works with high-level CEOs, and she was saying that the shift where stereotypically people who are talking about work-life balance were more women because they,
Hmm.
the children and all this stuff, and there was always a thing where a lot of the male C-suite members, right, who are maybe the president, vice president, director level, they never talked about that because that was almost shamed out of them. Like, oh no, you're supposed to be all about work. And I remember the movie in the 80s, Baby Boom, right? She was she was trying to be a guy because the guys had their career on path, whatever. And it's not true. Men stay home with kids all the time. My husband did that. And I think that it's now being accepted as okay to realize that you should want a life, and it's not only acceptable, it's honorable to have
Yes.
a balanced life where you can spend time with your family and still achieve the goals and dreams that you have to make an impact on your community, to make an impact, on your bottom line, because there is no shame in making money because you can glorify God more with money. to support causes that you believe in than if you were living, under a bridge or something, right? So you want to, we reward that. And the Lord obviously wants us to be prosperous, says that multiple times in the Bible. And so I love that you're reinforcing that and making it this kind of like we're erasing the stigma that it has to be all work, 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 goal, get the Ferrari, get the big house, get the this. No, it's all about quality of life.
Yep.
And the fact that your program reinforces that is just amazing. That's awesome. So I'm kind of putting you on the spot here because we didn't plan this, but I know you have a time where you're going to be speaking. Just pulling back big picture wise again, because we want to tease people to come tomorrow. What's one thing that they are going to walk away with tomorrow after hearing your talk about CityWay?
Wow, that's good. I would say the one thing, if somebody walks away from the talk tomorrow, would be that we can take care of our people and have profitable companies.
Ooh, okay. And when you say take care, what do you mean by that?
Well, that for me, my order of operation is God, my family, and then my work. And allowing our people the same things we wanted. The reason I left corporate America 27 years ago, actually, was not because I didn't love what I did, but because I didn't get to see my kids growing up and I was missing their life. So what led me to walk away was saying, I want to be there for my kids' life. And so I became an entrepreneur, right? So I do believe that, and I know that, and over the last 27 years of being self-employed, we can take care of our people and still be profitable companies. And that's the one message I would love us all to walk away with tomorrow.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And you're going to be giving steps on what to do to make that happen, right? We're just not going to tease you and say it's possible and not give, because Hilda's thing is it's possible, right?
Absolutely.
So we want people to know it is possible. And Ray is going to give you the steps and the shortcut on how to get there and because that is a lot of my clients an issue, because I work with a lot of food service companies, and their biggest challenge is finding employees. People just don't want to work, or as you said, they haven't been given a very good example on hard work, showing up every day at this, maybe hopefully a little early, not late, just like the basic things that we all think, oh, they should know that. They just hadn't had the example, or no one's taken the time to teach the new, coming up and coming. So I think it's awesome that you have the Community Employment Center that helps them learn these soft skills that is going to bless them in years and years and years to come, right? It's not just a short-term thing. This is a long-term.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so excited. My mom actually, and we'll have to talk about this offline tomorrow at the event. My mom was part of a group of people who welcomed when the Vietnam War was over. She helped assimilate the people coming over as refugees to become citizens, to get certified in the jobs that they had in Vietnam. So they had honor, and got them acclimated into America and got them to work. So it helped culturally. And then it was such a success that the state of California asked her to do the same program for the hardcore unemployed, they called it. And she literally taught people who had been multi-generational welfare recipients, like they had never remembered anyone in their family ever having a job. She taught them how to pick out clothes that match for interviews, how to interview, how to shake hands and look them in the eye, and write a resume. And she did all this stuff. And I was a little girl. I was in my teens helping her. And that's a whole nother story. But so what you're doing, Ray, is so special to me, because like I said, that was my mom's legacy as well. And at her funeral, I met people that I had never met, but I remember seeing Christmas cards, and they said, because of your mother, I am married, have children, have a life, have a career. I own my own home. Like I never would have unless my mom. And that's going to be your legacy as well, Ray, is that you and your organization are going to be that spark that's changing the course of their legacy forever. I really have chills. So thank you for doing what you do.
Well, Mary, thank you for your kind words. I received that, and I look forward to being able to share tomorrow what we've learned and what we're experiencing.
That's awesome. Yes, I'm glad. Exactly, Lynette. Lynette is the event planner. She's working so hard and getting everything ready for tomorrow. Yes, Jeanette said, lifting up one another, leaving a legacy of together we are better. That's so true. Elizabeth is saying, that's right. I love that. All right. So again, if you're just tuning in or you're watching this on the replay, please be blessed by the things that Ray has not only shared with us today, but also will share with us tomorrow. And if you don't know, the Connecting Faith and Business Summit is happening tomorrow, Thursday, October. I'm having a hard time saying that. All this whole speaker series, October has been a challenge word for me. October 13th, and it's from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Just show up at the door. Show up at the door, get a ticket, come on in, be blessed, and you're going to walk away with so many amazing ideas. And if you can, grab your team. Can you imagine having all of your executive leadership with you, hearing the same message, getting all the same resources, so then you could put your head together and start from the ground, like running, like, wow, it's going to be great. So again, text the letters faith or the word faith to the number 71441. It's just lining up. I'm doing a little. And not only we get a link to register, but you will be entered automatically in a chance to win $500. They're literally, the organization is giving out cash like all throughout the day to keep you there because you have to be there to win. So we really hope that you will text in so you are qualified to win some money, and because that helps everybody. And David also said, be blessed. And we will. We definitely will. Hopefully, David, we will see you tomorrow. So is there anything else you want to share before we sign off? And by the way, don't come off the camera because I'm going to get a little picture of you for social. But is there anything left, Ray, that you want to share about what you're going to be doing tomorrow?
No, just come out tomorrow. You're going to be blessed by the event. You're going to be blessed. My team's going to be out there, and they're amazing. They'll be able to answer a lot of questions and just support this amazing event. And like she said, bring your team, bring your HR directors, the people that need to have your heart and learn with you. So I look forward to it.
Yay, me too. All right, cool. Well, thank you again for being our last speaker in our speaker series. And I look forward to giving you a hug tomorrow, and just stay on. And to everybody, we'll see you tomorrow at the event. Again, last time, text the word faith to the number 71441, and you will be entered to win. And you have the ability and blessing to be blessed tomorrow. So I look forward to that. And yes, can't wait to meet the CW. That's the CityWay team. I love it. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Say bye.
Bye, guys.